Hello and welcome to Economy Garages. I'd like to show you our new facility and the different equipment that we have. We'll start off here with the lumber racks. In the lumber racks we have the number 2 and better lumber that we order truckloads so we can pass the savings on to you. And first thing we're going to be looking at is the electronic measuring system and the saw system. This particular saw has the blade in the cabinet and is a pneumatic control. When you tap the foot pedal, it actually clamps the lumber inside, and the blade comes from within the cabinet, hands away from the work for safety, and makes a nice, accurate, straight line cut. Right next to that is our electronic measuring system. With this system, our workers are able to cut product to specific lengths without the use of a tape measure. As we slide the measuring bar to the increments of an inch we're looking for, and this is accurate to within a 1/16 of an inch, we are then able to take the lumber, go against the finger of the footage that we're looking for, and tap the saw, and it'll make the cut. After the pieces are cut, we then move over to our wall table. This portion of it will actually take the top plate and bottom plate and lay out all the studs. You can see the fingers. These fingers enable the studs to be placed at either 2 foot or 16 inches on center. The whites are 16 on center, so that's why they're placing them into the white fingers. It also holds the studs straight up and down. Bottom plate is then placed on, and we have stop blocks that make sure that this wall is laid out square. And after that's done, you'll see that the table will compress. By compressing the table, what that allows is the top and bottom plate, if there's any warp to the top or bottom plate, it forces it up against the stud all the way across. After all the lumber is in place and the table compressed, we then move on to the nailing section. This here is the nailer. It has 3 nailers attached. It either shoots 2 or 3 nails depending on if it's a 2x4 or 2x6 building. In this particular case, we're going to be shooting a 2x4 building. This arm, as it comes across, will go down and compress the lumber so it's as accurate as it can be before the nails are shot into the piece. And the next step of our process is to sheet the walls. In the previous step, you saw that everything was nailed off, all the studs securely placed in the plates. And now it's time to sheet. This particular sheeting is a Southern Yellow Pine T111 siding. It has grooves 8 inches on center. And this particular product we get out of Louisiana. What we do is we look for that quality product out here. We believe this product lays nice and flat and a very good product for this type of procedure. One thing that we'll be going into here is the nailing. We'll also use 8-penny galvanized ring shank nails. That is for weathering on the outside of the building, and when we do shoot them, we'll be able to show you how accurate we can shoot those nails. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about our wall system itself. This particular system on the bridge mounts 22 nailers, and what we're able to do is nail these wall sections at 6 inches on center. That is 2 inches better than code. When it comes across, the bridge sets down on the T111, places weight on the T111, and then shoots the nails, nice, accurate, straight lines. Okay, a couple of the features that I want to show you with this table when it comes to nailing is it has a laser guide. What we do with this is we take our nails from our previous step, we line them up with the laser, and what that tells us is exactly where that straight line of nails is going to hit. As we approach the next stud, another point that I would like to make, when the bridge comes down, it actually adds weight across the sheet, and all of the sheet is within contact of the stud before it is nailed. After everything is nailed off on the sheets, our new system then allows the bridge to come back all alone. And what this enables us to do one of our personnel can take our hoist to pick the wall section to place it up on the trailer, while the other can be loading up for the next building. This saves time and allows him more time, not feel rushed. Nice accurate cuts over on our electronic measuring system. And one very important point I would like to point out. Nailing on this particular product, it is very important to have the proper spacing away from these grooves so no damage is done to the edges. And this particular line, you can see how straight the line is. Nothing close to the grooves where it does any damage to the T111. Okay, with our hoist system, we're able to pick up the wall. And as we do so, I'm going to point out one section. We're going to look underneath to make sure all the nails hit their mark and are embedded into the center of the studs. As you can look underneath, you don't see any nails sticking out from the sides of the studs. Everything is nice and accurate, clean, and fully embedded in the lumber. And finally, I would like to talk a little bit about our loading. Our wall sections that we have built are placed on top of our load, and with the shingles and the sheeting and the lumber, we enable our package to have an open space underneath these wall sections, which protects our windows, our garage doors, and any aluminum product that you may have in your building. So it goes down the road safely without damage to the product. And finally, I would like to point out that all of the upgrades that you have seen were not done for sheer speed of the operation, but to put out quality product on your job site.